What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and we have an exciting new epic Stellar Dynasty hero named NYX in Gemstone Legends. So of course, I'm going to do a breakdown and summons. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so as with any Stellar Dynasty hero, they are extremely powerful, and these epic heroes are oftentimes just as powerful as the more standard legendary heroes. So you are definitely going to find high quality among the epic heroes in the Stellar Dynasty. In fact, some of the epic heroes in the Stellar Dynasty are even better than their legendary counterparts. So let's see if NYX lives up to that. First, I'm taking a look at the basic stats here, and I am looking at her in the lexicon so we can see what she looks like maxed out, because of course, even though she's an epic hero, you can take her all the way up to 6 stars and make her just as powerful as far as stats and abilities go as any legendary in the game. And what's standing out to me right now is she's a pretty balanced hero as far as base stats go, with a slight lean towards defense, and that could potentially make her tough depending on what kind of artifacts and equipment you decide to put on her. Her speed is awesome, as are a lot of Stellar Dynasty heroes at 210. So if you have been playing for a little while and you're starting to accumulate these Stellar Dynasty heroes, you're getting a lot of speed out of these. And speed is the name of this game. The faster you can be as far as taking your turns and building your mana, the more likely you are to win. Let's just be honest. And so these Stellar Dynasty heroes come with that. Now, you might be questioning if you're a little newer to the game, because the mana is only 13, the mana gain down there, and that seems quite low. However, remember, these Stellar Dynasty heroes can gain mana from any gemstone match. It's not color dependent, and that's why that number has to be lower, or these would be extremely overpowered. Now let's take a look at the abilities. She is an accuracy leader, and increases the accuracy of all allies by 30% in all game modes. So she's very flexible. You can take her anywhere if you want that. Now, I think that accuracy is actually going to be a theme in the abilities here. I'm going to show you why. Moon Shadow is the active special here, reduces the duration of all positive statuses by 2 turns on all enemies. I was really excited to see this because it is very difficult in Gemstone Legends to get rid of statuses, both negative and positive. And this is an area of effect type of positive status removal, which is incredible. There's some positive statuses out there that make it really difficult to beat a defense. So especially if you're on offense with this hero, then being able to, and in a lot of cases, remove all positive statuses, because there's a ton of statuses that are just 2 turns or 1 turn because they're so powerful, and this just gets rid of all the potentially most powerful statuses in the game. And then if there is a positive status that goes on longer than that, of course, having it be only 1 or 2 turns instead of 3 or 4 is just great. So I'm excited to see that one. 100% chance to inflict sleep on all enemies for 3 turns. That's not a keyword we see show up too often, so I just want to remind you what sleep is. If you put enemies to sleep, basically they can't do anything. They can't match gemstones or take shots, or they can't use their specials. They're done until they're attacked. So if you're going to use a hero with sleep like this one, you really need to be planning carefully how you're going to attack the opposing team, because obviously if you want everyone to be asleep, so you don't want to wake them up. So you don't want to be doing area of effect damage, for example. And so what I think this lends itself well to is some kind of synergy or strategy where you are either taking opponents out with negative statuses, damage through negative statuses, or you are picking on one opposing hero at a time. So you probably want to bring more like sniper types where everybody's just attacking one hero, because that leaves 4 opponents asleep while you're just wrecking one hero. So do take note of that. This requires a high level of strategy and synergy. You're not just going to throw her into any team and be successful with her. but you are going to be highly successful, probably more successful than other people if you are careful about what you do here. All right, we haven't even read the rest of the active special yet. 100% chance to inflict decreased defense on all enemies for 4 turns. Since this is the active, you can tell she's really more of a specialist type, more of a support hero. The rest of your heroes are going to need to support, or she's going to support what the rest of the heroes are doing, is what I'm trying to say. So this is where you come in with the other big damage dealers. Now, interestingly enough, this special kind of conflicts with itself in that everybody potentially is getting decreased defense, but you don't want to be attacking everybody or you wake them up. So there's a little bit of conflict in the active special here. I don't know why that's there, if it's like enticing you to attack everyone, or how about this? Both parts of the special can be really powerful, sleep or decreased defense, but you gotta choose which one you're going to take advantage of. So maybe what you get out of this is flexibility. At first, at the beginning of a match, you try a strategy where you leave everybody asleep. But then, as you take out the threatening one, like the most threatening 1 or 2 heroes on the other side of the board, then you can come in and just wipe everybody else out with a decreased defense. So you kind of get to choose your own adventure here, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the passive. Grants protective shield to an ally with the lowest HP based on 20% of the target's max HP for 3 turns when dealing damage with gemstones to an enemy affected by sleep. Dang, that's a mouthful. But basically, what this means is if all your opponents have sleep and then you hit one with gemstones, then what happens is your ally with the lowest HP gets a 20% HP boost, protective shield, for 3 turns. So it's a great protective type of feature. So while you're putting the whole opposing team to sleep, you can kind of protect one of your own allies as you're taking care of the one that doesn't have the sleep left on it because you just hit them with gemstones. Resistance of all enemies decreased by 20% and accuracy of all allies increased by 30%. This is another part of the special that's really incentivizing you to bring a lot of negative statuses along with her and try to deal most of your damage that way. So while everybody's asleep except for one of your opposing heroes that you're really picking on and trying to kill, it's potentially going to allow your negative statuses a greater chance to land and deal damage to the whole team without actually attacking them. And then, of course, along with these Stellar Dynasty heroes, you get a mana gain decrease by 40%. Now, it starts out up at 60%, so this is when you max the skill out. But, of course, again, these heroes need this, or they would be overpowered because you're matching any color gemstone to get mana. So this is a really interesting hero, and I think could be a great cornerstone piece of a very powerful strategy to take out the opponent. And especially when we're talking Guild Wars and such, where you need some epic heroes, this is going to be a great one to have. And I think she's going to be a little understated because she's not actually dishing out a lot of the damage herself, but she can just shut the opposing team down. So, if she shuts the opposing team down, you bring heroes that are going to take advantage of that. You're going to win a lot of the time. She's really exciting like that. So let's jump into the altar and we will see if we can get her. I do have 2 astral scrolls. I'm going to use one of them because these are in short supply. These are hard to get. And remember, you do need this astral scroll. So I'm just going to use one, see if I can get her. I'll be perfectly happy with any of the legendaries too. And a lot of the other epics. Because you can hardly go wrong with the Stellar Dynasty heroes. Alright, what are we going to get? Alright, we did get an epic. It is not our featured hero. It is Cetus. And just as a reminder of Cetus, 100% chance to gain increased critical chance for 3 turns and deals damage to a single enemy. So here's one of the sniper types that I was talking about that actually could be good. Let's see, what is the passive? Has a 75% chance to gain increased critical damage at the start of his turn for 3 turns. Each time he deals critical damage with his special ability, he has 75% chance to deal additional damage based on 120% of the caster's max attack to all enemies. you don't necessarily want to attack all enemies with her. So I guess you wouldn't bring him along with her, but you probably are looking for other kinds of snipers or status dealers. Okay, well, good luck to you when you're summoning. Please let me know in the comments if you get her and what you think about her, and if you're testing her and if you enjoy her. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.